there's the Killionaire, first Killionaire. Halo fans, Luke TheNotable here. Today I'm going to be talking about Grifball and some Grifball tips, just how to get better at the game, some setups, and how to win. So my first tip is probably my most important. You want to think of Grifball as a rock, paper, and scissors type of game. The hammer beats the sword beats the ball carrier, and the ball carrier beats the hammer. Every weapon in the game has a counter and also has something that it's very good against. You need to think about that throughout the game. If any time you see a ball carrier, whip out your sword. It's going to be a lot better than using your hammer. Also, if you use your hammer on a ball carrier, you might just launch him towards your goal. I'm tired of seeing people using their hammer against ball carriers and shooting them into their own goal. If you see someone with a sword, that's a great time to whip out your hammer, and it's generally best practice to have your hammer out all the time anyway, because the hammer is very easy to get kills with. And lastly, the ball carrier destroys guys with hammers. If you time it right, you can pretty much kill one guy with your shields up when you have the ball out. This is pretty easy to do and will allow you to get a lot of easy caps, especially when there's one guy between you and the final goal. So think about it as a rock, paper, scissors game where hammer beats sword, sword beats ball carrier beats hammer. Once you think about it like that and you know that, your Grifball game goes up exponentially. So this next tip is going to not only help your team, but also make you stop looking like a complete noob. If you do this, which I mean, sit on your goal with your hammer and think that you're defending, you're not doing anything. I see too many people online sitting on their platform with their hammer out, thinking that if the bomb guy comes near, they can just smack him away very easily. You're not really doing anything for your team, and you're honestly just taking yourself out of the game. Don't sit on your own platform as a defensive move. It doesn't work, it's not effective. Now I'm going to show you our basic setup. We did this and got a pretty good amount of scores with it. It's pretty consistent and pretty easy to replicate. So first off, you'll see that this is me. I'm Griff right now, I have the ball, and I'm sitting in the corner on their side of the base. You can see that there is the team spawning in their spawn. We also have one of our teammates, I think this is Subliming Toto if I'm not mistaken. No, that's not Subliming Toto. That's Widening Clown. Widening Clown is sitting here spawn killing, as well as my other two teammates are rushing in to spawn kill. I'm waiting for the lane between the platform here and myself to open up, so once this guy gets killed, I'm waiting for that to open up, or for there just to be one of them for me to make my move. So I'm going to show you what actually happens next. I'm going to play. Just remember to watch me as Griff. You can see I jump up, I go about halfway, a little more than halfway, and I jump up in the air, and that normally allows you to dodge one player. You can see I can pretty easily dodge that sword guy. I jump up pretty high as well as hit my thruster pack, and that allows me to jump up into a position where I can then slam dunk or ground pound the ball. And you can see none of these guys are going to be able to kill me because I have two teammates on the platform that are spawn killing, and we also have one more moving back there as well. We're all kind of moving as a unit. So you can see here, I slam dunk it in. Not only do I have my two teammates there on the platform defending me, but I also have Subliming Toto over here waiting to kill anyone that's about to spawn. And you can see that I get that capture. Flawlessly done. And I'm going to show you that one more time. I'm going to kind of speed this up here to where I get the Grifball and get into the corner. And is that me? That is me. I don't know why it's not showing me as yellow. That's weird. I have the ball, obviously. So again, we're going to show this setup. You can see we have, I'm going to pull up the names, Widening Clown here. He's going to be spawn killing. Night Flash is in the back again, spawn killing. And Subliming Toto is moving to the other side, going to spawn kill. And again, if you didn't realize what I did, I'm going to be moving about halfway on this ledge, halfway towards the bombs plant. At about halfway, I'm going to jump and thrust, and then I'm going to ground pound onto the bomb plant spot, and that's going to allow me to get that nice score. So I'll be able to jump over Corey here on your screen. So again, walking out, jump and thrust, and that allows me to get way above that sword guy there, as you can see he lunged at me and missed because I got so high in the air. And from way up here, it's very, very easy for you to just activate your little ground pound and slam dunk it in. From there, I generally like to just get out of town, try to set up for the next ball carrier, or I guess the next ball that comes up, and you can see that we did that pretty effectively, and I actually got the next ball that came up. I don't like to dilly-dally around after I've planted a ball. I like to move on to the next, and you can see I'm trying to get to that setup again. It doesn't work. A lot of times you have to try it for a few times, but if you can generally get into that setup, it's almost a guaranteed point for you. Now I'm going to show you guys how to use the hammer, and it's a lot about timing, and because of that, you need to practice a lot before you get really good with it. Now I haven't played in a couple hours. I've been studying, so this may be a little bit shaky, but the basic idea of Grifball and using the hammer in Grifball is if you look in the bottom left corner, you'll see your radar, and you want to swing your hammer when the guy is in the inner circle of your radar. That means he's close enough for you to actually get the kill. Secondly, you need to make sure that you're pointing your reticle at your enemy or whoever you're trying to kill. That's going to increase the damage because it's going to put all the damage that the hammer puts out into your enemy. You want to make sure that when you swing your hammer, you don't want to back up after you swing it. You don't want to swing your hammer and then walk backwards. You want to step through your hammer shot because that's going to carry that damage forward and push it into your enemy. I generally like to walk when I'm using my hammer. I feel just like I'm more accurate, that I can get better kills when I'm doing it. I see a lot of people trying to sprint around with their hammer, and I feel like I don't have as much control and that I can't time it as well when I'm sprinting around with it. So for starters, at least until you get really, really good, just worry about using it while you're walking. A lot of times the teams that win are the teams that slay the other team better. I know Grifball is technically an objective game type, but when you're slaying the other team, it's hard for them to score on you. And because of that, a lot of times that's the team that wins. Let's see if we can get an overkill. We did. Did we? Did it count? Did we get the medal? We did? No? Yes, we did. I saw it. It popped up. Guys, we got it. Now, when you're using the sword, primarily you're going to use this against the ball guy because it just works better. You're faster, and it is longer range as far as the lunge goes. Like you just saw, you're not really going to use this against hammer guys. You're supposed to use this against ball guys that are rushing into your base. You can use this on hammer guys and just general people, but you want to come from behind. You want to kind of sneak around these guys, and then once his back is turned, then you can slice him with the sword. Any other time, and a lot of times, if you come on straight on to a hammer guy, you're going to get destroyed. The hammer, like I said, rock, paper, scissors. Hammer beats sword. But I will say that the sword is extremely fun to use. And we actually won this game too fast for me to actually explain everything. Now let's talk about some general ball handling. Ball handling. So generally, one-on-one, the ball can beat anything, including the sword. You can see that I can survive a hit with a hammer as well as get that melee kill, and because I'm a one-hit melee, you can basically one-on-one everybody. Even though I said earlier that the sword beats the ball, that's really only because the sword moves fast, and a lot of times the sword is going to be the thing that stops you from getting a score. When you're handling the ball, you want to kind of move with your teammates. You don't really want to be alone. You want to kind of, use your teammates as dummies and let them do most of the work for you. But again, if it's just one person between you and the goal, that's a great time for you to go all 1v1 on them. So I'm going to see if I can get a good situation like that. And if you can strafe back and forth, wait for something to open up. You can see here, I can kind of see something opening up here. I got one of our guys on their side. And if he can kill this guy, you can see here, I could smack him with the ball. Easy one-on-one situation there. And these guys are spawn killing, so I'm just going to go for it. And we didn't get it. I was close. I should have turned around and smacked them as they were coming in. Other than that, ball handling is pretty easy. You just don't want to Leroy Jenkins it. That's my best way of putting it. You don't really want to go off on your own and try to make a miracle happen like I just tried to do. I got cocky and I decided, hey, maybe I can take on two guys with my little punch there. You don't want to do that. That's going to definitely get you killed. But it's a lot about timing. Again, Grifball is a lot about timing. Like right now, I might try to go over that guy. Maybe he'll boost me into the goal. But I really just want to move with my teammates here. Again, I'm gonna stick to my tried and true method of going up on the corner and just waiting. Yeah, here we go. He's gonna boost me up, and there it is. Easy score. Again, that's pretty much how I score all of my goals. Works for me really, really well. So on the topic of throwing the ball, because you don't pick up the ball automatically, throwing the ball isn't as great as it used to be, like in Halo 4. But if you do see a teammate on the plat and he looks like he's sneaking back there and he can pretty easily catch it and get the point there, then I see no downside to actually going and throwing the ball. The problem is a lot of times people miss the catch or the ball is off in some way. It is very risky, and I just prefer taking my time and running it in rather than risking it all. Trying to, maybe we'll get this. Yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. That's my bread and butter right there. That's how I get all my caps. I go in the corner and I just let them come to me. After a cap, one thing I do love to do is I love to kind of stand in their territory a little bit, which lets me get the ball if I can survive, or it lets my teammates get the ball because the enemy is pushed back. Now, one thing, you should only really spawn kill when your team has the ball. You shouldn't be spawn killing when your team doesn't have the ball, because you're not defending your goal. When the enemy team has the ball, you need to make it your goal to make sure that that guy does not score. So I whip out my sword, and that's a huge deterrent. That is a huge deterrent. Just having your sword out is a massive deterrent. So when you spawn kill, you want to get behind this red line because the enemy spawns behind it, and if they don't see you, it's going to be a lot easier for you to run up behind them and kill them. Because when they spawn with swords. And like I said before, hammer beats sword. So if they automatically spawn with their sword out, there's a low percentage that they're actually going to have the weapons and the tools to come after you and kill you. Is that a Killtrocity? Let's see if we can get an air. There's the Catastrophe. Oh, there's the Killionaire. First Killionaire. I think one of the guys was AFK, but you know what? We're going to say that counts. First Killionaire in Halo 5, and it's on vid. What an awesome day. But you can see that I'm spawning behind them, and since they spawn off with their sword, there's just nothing they can do really, because they spawn with not the right tools in order for them to actually get the kills on me. So let's see, maybe I'll get a double Killionaire, who knows. So if you're quick enough, you can get them right on the spawn, but if they know you're there, a lot of times they boost away. But if you're good with that timing, you can win those 1v1s, and it doesn't even matter that they can find you. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get excited and run out when people spawn like in other spawn points, because if you run out in front of that red line, a lot of times they're going to be able to see you and they'll backsmack you. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something, or at least were entertained. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Even if you don't have questions, please comment down below. You want to make some obscure little nitpick to the video, please comment down below. Bottom line, just comment down below. I love reading comments. It's my favorite part about YouTube. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me out. It really, really helps me out. For every thumbs up, I'll pick up one piece of clothing from my floor. It's really bad, guys. Sorry it was such a long video, but it felt good to edit something very long, and as I started coming up with different tips and different things I wanted to talk about, the list just got so long, and that's why we have a 14-minute video. Anyway, that's all for that. If you've seen my recent uploads, I'm starting to do more fan-orientated stuff. I found a way to record Xbox Live Party Chat, so I'm starting to have a little fun with that and experiment with that. So if you want to get into some of those videos, if you just want to play with me in general, please hit me up on my gamer tag at TheNotable, same as my YouTube name, very, very easy. And I'll see you at my next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye-bye.